Peace and love, peace and love. Welcome back. And today I want to go ahead and get started on this annular solar eclipse we just had. Uh, it was real big. Like it proves flat Earth cosmology if you were paying attention. See, the thing about the eclipse, I remember the first time I watched one, I was probably like second and third grade. We came out, and you had to wear the special glasses because you don't want to hurt your eyes or anything. And we're sitting there watching, waiting for the eclipse. And the thing is, you don't actually see the moon come into view. What you see is what you would call a shadow start to cover the moon up. Start to cover the sun up. And this is what I mean. In all these pictures, you never actually see the moon coming into view. We don't have any video of it. Now they do track the moon, and this eclipse has happened when the moon was supposedly in the opposite direction, 180 degrees away. The moon is supposed to be 180 degrees away, and we end up with this eclipse. And what I want to explain is going on is what's really going on is this occurrence that the ancestors called Rahu and Ketu. Now, there's a whole cosmology behind Rahu and Ketu. It's also a story in Hindu and Vedic cosmology. And Vedic cosmology is what was somewhat looking. I want to say this is Vedic cosmology. Now, the thing is, this is also given to you in Western style fashion, meaning they give you the solar system with this model. Now, in our model, we call these the lunar nodes. These objects going around us. Well, we just say the moon. Now, what the ancestors realized was that the moon was not eclipsing the sun. They didn't see the moon come into play. Now, you might ask yourself, how were they looking at the sun? Because the ancestors, contrary to popular belief, were more sophisticated and intelligent than we are today. We are a dumbed down version of what they were. And they were a lot more advanced. And just say they wouldn't have gone along with the science we have today. They wouldn't have gone along with it at all. So what I wanted to show you about this particular diagram here is, which would be Rahu, you see here at the top, which will be the black sun, and Ketu. Now, I'm not up on the actual cosmology of how this works. That's something I would go to Bro Sanchez to check out. I'm going to add a link to his videos about this. At the end of this, he goes into depth about the story of Rahu and Ketu and the cosmology behind it. I'm not really looking at the cosmology behind it right now. I'm just wanting to show you this basic symbolism of what it shows. Because, let me back up a little bit. I don't think I explained this. What Rahu and Ketu, what they're symbolizing are this shadow planet. That's what they're giving us, the shadow planet. This is in Western civilization science. They're calling it a planet. That's why here, I want to say they're calling this planet. You have the sun out here, and the moon supposedly, I won't say it's the moon. Hold on, this is Earth. Like I said, I'm not up on the cosmology behind it. Let me see if I can find something. Look, the reason I wanted to pull this version up was because you have the dragon here in the middle. That's important because this dragon symbology repeats. Now, contrary to popular belief, this is not Nibiru or anything like that. This is Rahu and Ketu. This is something totally different. This is one of those shadow planets. And like I said, this is given to you in Western civilization style. So they're calling it a planet. And this is better. This is more what I was looking for. So where you have Earth and you have the moon and you have Rahu and Ketu. Now, supposedly it's Rahu when it's here because it's black, and then it's Ketu when it's here because that's when you have the red shadow, which would we call it a blood moon. Now, they're supposed to line up 180 degrees apart at all times in I want to say Hindu and Vedic cosmology, except they're not. I wanted to start there so we could go back somewhere else and I can show you this. And if I can blow this up. Oh man, the rain is coming down. The rain is really coming down. And I think I'm blowing it up too big. I just wanted to show you this right here. Going back to this biblical map. I wanted to show you because this is what he's symbolizing in his depiction. Rahu and Ketu. Now, you would have the sun. And what I'm saying is, in flat earth cosmology, these three objects are revolving around us in this circular fashion, except it's not in an exact circle. They're like these oval loops. This is what they tell you that we are sort of doing around the sun, right? We're doing sort of these oval loops, like our orbit around the sun is not a complete circle. It's sort of like a oval loop. That's what these are doing around here. These three objects, the moon and the sun you can't see, and this other object known as Rahu, or the black sun or the black moon, are all revolving around us in this oval shaped pattern. And this is what they're showing you. This is what they're showing you here. See the oval shaped pattern? Now, this is why I pulled up. Oh man, no, this is not the right one. This is why I pulled up the one with this diagram, because it's giving you that oval shaped pattern that I want you to see. You see what I'm saying? With the dragon coming through it. That's why I pulled this one up. Now, why is that important? Because that is what they're doing right here. Do you see what I'm saying? With this atom that we cannot see. That's what they're showing you. They're showing you the three objects rotating around this atom that we can't see. It's the same symbology. And once again, like I said, that's giving you the three-pointed star, which is this god Rembrandt that they worship. And hold on, let me look at now the dragon. Yeah, let me go back to the dragon. Why is the dragon important? No, we're not there yet. Hold up, let me go back. We ain't quite there yet. I want to go back to the medical symbol. See, I keep pulling up the medical symbol because it is very important to what has been going on right here. It's very important. It's crucial. Like I said, like this is one of the oldest, if not the oldest symbol that we use on a wide scale to this day for the masses. We all know what this is. We see this serpent on a staff, and this Moses staff, a species. We see this Moses staff, and like, here's the thing. Oh man, because this is going right where I wanted to, into the kundalini rising, and understanding that was big because I've been trying to figure out a difference between being woke and this consciousness thing and kundalini rising and what is that. And listen to Seven Bomar, he call it Lil Kunda and Big Kunda, Lil Kunda and Big Kunda. Like you have little ones and then you have a big one or big ones. Like I don't know. Like I've only had like the one experience that I can say for sure that was it, or would be considered it, the straight up download. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying though is the snake is wrapped around the staff, right? Except the staff is your spine. That's what the staff really represents. And oh man, I gotta back up because I knew it was something I was forgetting. That symbolism with the three objects rotating. This is also in some of NASA's symbology. And I'm trying to think of the it might not be NASA. I'm trying to think of the symbol that you see this. But what you have is this loop in NASA, but you have another loop. And I forget, I thought it was NASA. Maybe it's not NASA. Maybe it's another group. And I'm not sure where I remember seeing that at. I was really taking a stab in the dark with NASA. I thought it was NASA. That's not what I want. I just like looking at that map sometimes and yeah. Anyway, what I'm looking for is the chakra system, and I cannot remember where that was. Now, what I was saying was, sorry about that. Sorry that took me so long because I did have my slides set up and I'm just missed it. I don't know what happened. Anyway, the snake wrapped around the staff, that's really your spine. See what I'm saying? And 7 times around the spine, the 7 chakra layers to you. And the thing is, the snake, the serpent is you. It's rising. And that's what you're doing. You're rising. You're circling around. You're aligning the chakras. You're maintaining, controlling your energy. And when you rise to the top, this is what Bobby Hemmett was talking about, I think it was Bobby Hemmett. He was talking about that's when you reach that dragon energy. That's when the serpent becomes the dragon. Now they turned around and they made the dragon something we're supposed to fear and be afraid of. You see what I'm saying? See how they flip everything around on us? Except you're the dragon. The serpent rises, and when you rise high enough in consciousness to that third eye chakra and you achieve balance, then you become the dragon. Then you run the show. You thinking for yourself, you're doing for yourself. Not only that, you're creating for yourself. You make this world into what you want it to be. See, we're doing that now. We don't know we have this power. That power is always there. So we still look at it on a sacral and gut feeling type of thing, dealing with matters of the heart. And we don't really go above that. Even the matters of the heart are twisted. And that's a whole nother thing, because like I said, things are backwards. It's not what you think. You think you're praying to this deity and it's good things and blah, 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 except it ain't. It's their deity. We don't understand the symbolism and what's going on and who we actually praying to. So we don't get above the throat chakra, which is communication, which is why we speak Babel. They keep us locked here. This is the part where we can't, for the most part, we can't get past because we don't get past the communication of these words. You understand what I'm saying? Relaying the thoughts and feelings from up here being put out here because we speak this Babel language. That's why we have all these people saying exactly the same thing and they'll still be arguing with each other. You ever seen that before? Like two people, y'all saying the same thing, except y'all not really meaning the same thing. Y'all both mean it a little different. And we can't really relate the differences because of our language that we speaking, which is a whole nother thing. If you get in the Webster's dictionary and you start looking, once I read the dictionary, I started seeing this thing and I was like, hold up, why is this thing keep repeating? And what I mean is, for every word you have in the dictionary, you got about 5 or 6 definitions, like old Webster's dictionary. If you look it up on the internet or on your computer, you're not going to get this shit. You're going to get like a couple definitions, the basic meaning of the day. You got to sort of dig to get these definitions now. Unless you have an old an old Webster's dictionary book to look at and actually look these definitions up. You'll see you get about 5 or 6 different definitions for each word. And then you get these synonyms for the word. And these synonyms mean basically the same thing as the original word. Now, when you look up these synonyms, each synonym in itself has 5 or 6 definitions for it. And then 5 or 6 synonyms for that word. And when you start going, some of it goes into a circle, some of it expands out further and means other things. So when you look at it in that term, this is why we speak this Babel language, because it's not clear, and we try to make it clear on context on how we speak, how we structure our sentences when we talk to each other. Even that is sort of backwards and messed up, the way we talk to each other. You see what I'm saying? So that doesn't really help us out. It's like when we slow down and we try to get the meaning of what these words, like try to express a little bit further, that's when we get further with it. But on a surface level, we don't really express exactly what we mean. And then there's a whole nother thing with people that don't know what certain words mean and they think it means something else and they sitting there using it. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps us above. Stuff like that keeps us below this throat chakra here, this communication level, being able to talk to another person, you know what I'm saying, and not be frustrated, angry, like, especially when you're waking up and you're trying to communicate these thoughts and things to other people. And especially, man, look, like some people, like they're consider themselves so smart, they're smart in their circle or whatever, so they don't, when you start saying something they don't know anything about, it becomes like an attack on them somewhat. You see what I'm saying? And they retaliate. And then a lot of times they'll use these big words trying to more or less insult you without really insulting you. So you can't say I insulted you because I use this big word to say it. You know what I'm saying? Like calling you a hypocrite and all. Like you're trying to insult, and like, because that is the only defense mechanism when you don't have any information about what's going on. You see what I'm saying? That's a whole nother issue. And it all deals with this throat chakra right here, this communication that we have between each other. You see what I mean? The understanding and meaning of these words, taking the time out to listen. I'm going to tell you what, like, me trying to explain to people that have no idea what I'm saying, and it's not even, you know, they not even on it. A lot of times, you can only get out about 5 words, and like that's all they really listen to, and that's all they heard. You can't get out an entire, you know what I'm saying, thought out to a person explaining something, because that's all they're listening to. It's like everything is boom, 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 gotta have it now, gotta have it quick. We don't need to sit here and do all this talking and blah, 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 blah. I understand. No, we don't. We don't understand, man. People look at me crazy because, like, I'll ask questions. When somebody tell me what they want me to do or ask me something, I'll ask questions back, like trying to clarify, do I understand what you asking, you know what I'm saying, the right way? And a lot of times people don't get it. They look at me like, what are you, stupid? No, I'm trying to make sure I'm clarifying what exactly it is. And that's how they keep us locked from rising and becoming this dragon, through this communication. They keep us at each other's throat, right here. That's what a throat chakra is, the throat right here, communication. They keep us at each other's throat, so we don't have that communication that we need to come together as a people and understand who we are and realize that it's not us that's the problem. You see what I'm saying? If we would be like everything else, if you left us alone to our own devices, we would be all right, except this whole time they're using social engineering to push certain issues and certain things. You see what I'm saying? They keep us on this roll, on this spiral, always against each other. You know what I mean? At every turn, everything here at the basic root is about divide and conquer. And at the very beginning is yin yang, which is the force of black and white, the positive and the negative. Constantly fighting each other, and that's what they give you, except that's not fighting. It's supposed to be working together. You see what I'm saying? They came up with dividing us by race and all this other stuff to get us separated. Man, going even, and this is just a theory I had, because like I said, I don't think we actually use words. So this word coming out of Egypt, which I'll get into deeper, the things that came out of Egypt, man, because it goes deep, and I really didn't see it until I started looking into religion. It goes deep. the words coming out of Egypt, Naga being one of the oldest words, like being spread out, that was a beginning of a separation. You see what I'm saying? We so separated this part, we see that as togetherness. That's the beginning of a separation. Because before that, we just did our thing. It wasn't no need to label anything or call it anything. You see what I'm saying? It was a spirituality and a worship of the mother goddess, and everybody had their own way to do it. That's how it played out. Except when you start introducing this other stuff, these, like with a word, what are you doing? You're saying it's got to be said this way. Now, you can make up a way you say it, but this is really the meaning of it. You see what I'm saying? Like, spreading out and breaking up the language, and that way you can break up the symbols and make it look like something else. But that's a whole nother theory, you know what I'm saying, about what's going on. Like, this is where they want to keep us at. So the whole time we're here, they can keep showing us and telling us about whatever crazy stuff that don't make sense and giving us fugazi pictures and everything else, because we ain't never going to see it. You see what I'm saying? With that third eye. We're going to see the physical. All we see is the physical, the right now, right quick, what we can get away with. Ooh, oh, man, that's like the Red Bull space jump. All these people was like, oh, they even claimed this in the beginning. Oh, we was in space and whatnot, right? They claim, oh, we in space doing this Red Bull space jump and everything, right? So when the dude jumps, they show you this curved earth, right? And all this other stuff. And we go, ooh, and we looking at it, oh, it's so beautiful, right? And they say, oh, it's earth. Look at the video real good. Like the first, well, starting at like about 15 seconds, I want to say. That's when the earth starts, supposedly what they say is the earth. Well, it is the earth, really. That's when the earth starts coming into view. And you'll see it come in like, I haven't looked at this video in a minute. I used to show it to people. You'll see it come in from the top, and it'll be concave, meaning it's curved down. And as the video goes up and the earth comes down further, you'll see it flattens out. No, excuse me, concave is curved up. It's curved this way. And then when you first see it, it's curved up. And as it comes down, you see it flattens out. So as it comes down even further, then you have the ball earth. It's like at the first 15 seconds. I don't want to show it. I'm not even going to show it, man, because it's BBC and supposedly, like, some of these channels, like, and I'm trying to save my channel from getting flagged, because they'll go back, like, and flag your stuff from stuff you did from the beginning when you started, like, everything. I've seen it. I don't know how true it is, but I'm trying to tell the truth and keep my channel up as much as I can. You see what I'm saying? And I'm telling you where you can go. The BBC video of Red Bull, when I was looking at it, like, and I showed pictures of this to people, like I slowed it. And the thing is, when it happens sort of quick. So when it starts doing it, if you have to, just keep pausing it. That's what I did to actually see it, because I kept seeing it and I was like, what? And then once you see it, then you look at the whole video and you can see how they keep doing it during the whole video, and you never noticed it. Now, with that being said, now that the cat's out of the bag and people are starting to notice this stuff, Neil deGrasse Tyson came out with a video, and he's explaining how, the Red Bull space jump was shot with a GoPro. It's like they had to, blah, blah, blah. He gives a whole explanation why they did it. You see what I'm saying? He's a front man. He's a Mo Green. He's the one that comes in and does damage control. You see what I'm saying? Every time some stuff about the earth comes out, and then you got Kaku, I think. Cockatoo, I don't know. I can't excuse me, I keep messing up his name. I need to get his name right. You got this other physicist, and he's like telling you on the text of what we're gonna do in the future. So you got Neil over here doing damage control, and you got Makai over here telling you what they plan to do in the future. Like, it's crazy. And they just don't, man, look, you just got to watch them. Anyway, that's what's keeping us, for the most part, from reaching our higher selves. Because when we reach our higher selves, we become that dragon. And that's why I want to go over here to this Dragon Ball Z stuff. I wanted to show you this because this Dragon Ball Z was one of my favorite shows. Still is one of my favorite shows. Tournament of Champions, Tournament of Power. That was that ish. Like Dragon Ball Z. Now, if you watch Dragon Ball Z, you know the thing is, Goku has to run around, or whoever, they got to run around and they got to find the 7 Dragon Balls, right? Once again, snake wrapped around the pole 7 times, 7 chakras, 7 Dragon Balls, right? So now, once they run around and get the 7 Dragon Balls, then you summon this dragon, okay? Then you become you summon the dragon, Shenron. And when you summon the dragon Shenron, you get to ask it one question. And whatever you ask, Shenron will answer. It doesn't matter what it is. And I want to say sometimes it's 3 questions, depending on how you do it. I can't remember, man. It's been a minute. Anyway, the dragon answers the questions, and he's all powerful. He can do all these things. Now, in Tournament of Champions, you come to find out that even when you summon the Dragon Balls and get the dragon, some things he does not have the power to do. So you have to summon a higher dragon. And that's sort of us going through the layers. See, like in this realm, we're trying to achieve balance between our 7 chakras. We're trying to align them, rise to the top, and become the dragon. You see what I mean? When Kanye was talking about him and 45 got that dragon energy. Yeah, he messed with 45 because they got that dragon energy. See, they know about this stuff, and they put it right in front of us. And we be like, oh, man, he's talking crazy. He just says the craziest stuff. No. He knew what he was talking about. That's why the dragon is so important in a lot of ancient history. You see it repeat over and over. It's one of the reasons why it's so big in China. It symbolizes that power. You know what I mean? It's a powerful beast. Think about if you had a dragon flying around just breathing fire, terrorizing everybody. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's that dragon. And like, so what I was saying was you have to rise up to your next layer and become the dragon there as well. And I'm trying to find this Hindu cosmology. Again, I don't know what I did with it. It should still be up here, man. It should still be up here. Not Hindu cosmology, but Polynesian cosmology. That's what I'm looking for. So I can show you the link between the 2 dragons. Now, this is what I'm saying. The dragon is you. on this level. And when you reach the higher level, when you reach the top of where this is, then you come to the next level and you become the dragon in that level. And so on and so on and so on. This is Jacob's ladder. This is you aligning all your energies, all your chakras. Now, what happens in this world also happens in another world. Do you understand what I'm saying? There are many versions of you. So the version of you that you produce in this world also influences the version of you or versions of you in other worlds, in other dimensions. Do you understand what I'm saying? And this is how we achieve the greater self, by syncing all of those up, becoming the dragon, or someone, as you see in the Caduceus, you would be the double dragon. And they do this to us. They had a video game back in the day, Double Dragon, where it's basically the same guy, like positive and negative, right? Like, and a lot of times they did this. It'd be the same guy, and one guy, his hands might be better, and the next guy, his footwork would be better. You know what I'm saying? His kicking ability will be better. But that's you rising up through the ethers, becoming this dragon. And to keep you from realizing any of that, they got to start out with this right here. See, it's the building blocks. It's like Legos. One thing builds on top of another thing. They get you to believe in this. You've done the math. They're giving it to you. You see it. You see what it is. The math works out. The math is perfect. And like, if you looking for the magic in this place, because magic don't exist. There's no such thing as magic. So if you looking for the real magic in this place, it's in the math. The math magically makes things real that are not. Because the math works, this is a real thing. You see what I'm saying? When you can't find nothing but CGI images, ain't nobody ever seen it. Except it's real because the math works. And because the math works with this, they extrapolate it and they make the math work with this. Molecules. Oh, yeah, and this is what I wanted to show about the molecules. Tetrahedron. This is what I wanted to show you about the molecules. See, what they're giving you is this ancient symbolism, and all they doing is breaking it up. You see what I'm saying? They're just breaking it up and giving it to you in bits and pieces. You see what I'm saying? And they're using the math to do it. The math, that's why the math is right. See, the ancient way of this place working is 100% correct. It is. This is how they can take the math, and once again, you get this 6-pointed star. This is how they can take the math and make these things real that you can't see and that you're never going to see. Like these molecules or these atoms. From the smallest thing you'll never see all the way to the biggest thing you'll never see. To the solar system, to the Milky Way galaxy. You ain't never gonna see it. You ain't never gonna see it. So they can show you a bunch of CGI pictures. They can do this to you all day long. They can make them look any kind of way they want. You look at this. Look at this. Don't get me started. I can't do it. I can't, man. Y'all put this up here with a straight face. We're like, this is what it is. All these different. Just like it just be changing, and they always got somebody up there taking pictures of it. Like, it's always changing. We can always get these snapshots. This shit is beautiful. From the smallest thing to the largest thing, they can take the math and make anything real that you ain't never seen before, and you'll be like, ooh, ah. That's how they can give us aliens. That's how they can do it. You see what I'm saying? They done made all this right here real with the math. And been pumping it in your head for so long. And that's a whole nother thing, because the way our society is built, the majority, they do this whole majority thing is right, the democracy or whatever. So you can't please all of the people, so you try to please most of the people, so most of what the people want is right. So that carries over to every other thing we do. So if most of the people say that this is what's right, then it's right. And you stupid for going against most of the people. Who you think you are? You think you smarter than most of the people? You think you know something most of the people don't? Yup. Sure enough. I ain't gonna ignore the stuff when it happens. When I see the discrepancies, I don't ignore it and be like it don't matter. I try to investigate best I can. And if I really want to know something, you're first gonna tell it to me. They're gonna put it right in my face. I just gotta be ready to accept what I find out. It may not be what you want to know. You might find out something you don't want to know. That's the way it works. A lot of people, they don't want to know stuff. They rather not. Knowing too much, it's like it sort of scares them or something. They don't want to know. So they keep it real simple. And that's how these people can keep showing you stuff like this Milky Way galaxy, and then go out and show you the atoms and everything else, and we don't put the symbolism together with it. We just see, ooh, the head, that looks great. Think about it. How many people actually try to figure out how to even come up with this? You know what I mean? How you come up with this? If you can't see it, you can't detect it, you got the colors and everything up here, like, how does that work? How does that work? So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, and once again, nothing but CGI pictures. Molecules, nothing but CGI pictures. And we take it as fact and true. And it's got to be right. We don't worry about nothing else. Look at this. And we be like, yeah, that's what it looked like because the math work out. That's the proof for everything. They're going to write something down on a piece of paper and say, see here, look, it worked. See, that proves it. And that's how they got us. Instead of looking at these symbols and seeing how they done broke this stuff up and gave it to us back in bits and pieces. Oh, and I want to say this too. Like right now, like, and look, they love to push this black and white thing, man. So with black folks, they love to give us symbolic victories. And when they pushing something, they give you some black folk to push it for them. You see what I'm saying? Like, the Hidden Figures video, what they give you, 3 black women that figured out the math to how all that stuff works. No matter, they keep changing it, everything moving now, like they keep changing everything except the math stay the same. The same math got you to the moon, got you to Mars. And y'all don't see nothing fishy. And both times they was perfect. According to them, if you a little bit off on the calculations, you should end up floating in space forever. Except that ain't happened. They was perfect. So perfect, they got a remote control car on Mars. That motherfucker don't never get stuck. Ain't nobody got to get it out of a ditch. They calculations for the conditions on Mars, perfect. They know how all the weather worked. Because they was looking through looking through a telescope and taking out calculations like, look at, you see what's going on? This is what it is right here. We're writing it down right now. And then they show you a piece of paper. See? And it was right. They did this with so much stuff, man. And we don't even stop and think about it. They did this with evolution. That's why everybody run around. They believe evolution. Still don't want to believe you come from a monkey. Nope, because they still here. We ain't no monkeys. It's the missing link. It's a whole bunch of holes in evolution. We just ignore them. Why do we ignore them? So you can pass your grades. You can get through school. Your parents stay off your back. You do what you're supposed to do. You can get you a job so you can go to the concerts and buy you some clothes. You know what I'm saying? Put gas in your car. You know what I mean? Little stuff like that. That's why we do it. So we can go ahead and ain't nobody on your back telling you that you in trouble for not doing this, or you in trouble for not doing that, or we're going to hold you back another year. We're going to keep you in this little system you don't like. Since you don't like this system so much and you don't want to do no homework, we're going to keep you here longer. You know what I mean? That's why we do it. It's because we don't want to do that. We just want to get the pat on the back, get the kudos from folk. You did a good job. You finished up. You graduated. You know what I'm saying? We just, you know what I'm saying? Give us a graduation present. Let us go on. We don't care about all of that. We don't want to hear it. It don't make you no money. And see, and the way it is you keep going through this system more and more, and it's just training and conditioning to get you feeling and being that way. So when some stuff like this pop up, you be like, psh, that don't matter. So what? Yo, just let me get my MK bag. I just need my my Gucci wallet. Come on, man. And my Gucci belt. Come on, man. That ain't got nothing to do with that, man. It don't matter. You gotta be here anyway. So what? And I can't even blame them, because like once you know, for me coming out of high school, once I knew that it was lying about all this stuff, I was like, this place don't even matter. I could literally go out here and do what I want, and as long as I don't get caught, I'm cool. That's the way I saw it. And the only lines you got to cross, the only lines you don't cross are the ones you set for yourself. You decide your level of involvement. You see what I'm saying? You decide how far you want to go. Because I'm telling you, I thought about some shit, but I was like, you know, I like going to see my family when I want to. You know what I mean? I like it that way. No, I don't think I want to go that far, dog. I don't think I want to go that far. We'll keep it real cool. We'll keep it cool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that was pretty much it, man. So nothing else mattered. So ain't but two things that mattered: money and women. That was it. After that, what else is there? You see what I'm saying? We don't know nothing about ourselves. So we just stay on their plan. And because we don't know nothing about ourselves, we don't know our mission and our purpose here. We don't understand none of that. So they give us one. They give us a mission and a purpose. It's to make this money, make some name for yourself, you know, leave a legacy or whatever else you do here. Just, you know, just don't be a bum on the street. You know what I mean? Just don't be a regular person. You know what I mean? Like, make some money. You know, be a star, do this or do that. That's our purpose here. To go get a good job. It don't matter if you work for somebody else or what you got. Oh, just as long as you make some good money. And then with that being said, a lot of things become acceptable because it's legal. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things, all of a sudden, oh, it's legal, so it's all right. You can make a lot of money doing it. It might not be the most moral thing to do. It was legal, though. You see what I'm saying? Where somebody else may be doing something that is immoral, maybe not even immoral at all, except it's against the law. It ain't got nothing to do with it, but it's against the law though. You know what I mean? And then it's a whole different story. They looked at it as a criminal. It's how you see it. And like, man, that leads into a whole nother thing with the taxes, because we ain't even supposed to be getting taxed, man. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy right now. We ain't supposed to be paying no taxes. Except once you sign that form that first time and send it back in, now you've agreed to terms and conditions. Now you're obligated. Now it's a whole another way to get out of that contract you just signed. You see what I'm saying? If for those of you with children that's getting their first tax return, I advise you to read the document carefully, very carefully. It does not require you to do it. It's not saying do this or else. Now look, with that being said, it's not going to be an easy process. Like, they just not going to give up. They're going to threaten you and whatnot. Except if you know the law and know who you are and what you are, and know the difference between the corporation, the straw man they put on that paper with your name in all caps, and who you actually are, and how to articulate that to them at 100% rate. Like, you cannot mess up not one time. When you mess up on any of it, like, that's it. And that's usually what they show you when they show you videos of people trying to go through this process. They show you videos of people that somewhere during the process they messed up. They didn't do something right. They said something wrong. They admitted to something, or they agreed upon something. It's a whole other thing to do with the language, which is, once again, like I said, they keep us from getting above the throat chakra with the language. So you never become the dragon. You never become Shinron. That's why I was explaining with Dragon Ball Z. You Shinron. You the dragon that comes after they get all 7 of the Dragon Balls. You the dragon that comes out and grants the wish. You the dragon that comes out and you can do anything. You Shinron. Now Goku goes through the chakra colors when he levels up. He shows you that too. He reaches different levels and his hair color changes. And he got the one Ultra Instinct, and it goes white. And in Ultra Instinct mode, it's like he's not even fighting. He's like, you can't even touch him, man. Like, he just moving. It's like the whole Bruce Lee thing where he's moving so fast, it looks like he's in slow motion. You get this sort of like blurred thing going on. So yeah, he's like that when he's fighting. And the thing is, it's mostly defensive. It's hard for him to be offensive in that phase, in that setting. So he has to learn to be more offensive. He has to learn to balance that out when he reached that level. You see what I'm saying? And once again, and then once he learns to balance that out, when he'll be able to go to the next level. And that's all you're doing with the dragons. And in the show, like, once you get the dragon comes out, answers your question, does his thing or whatever, he's gone and the Dragon Balls are gone, and you do it all over again. Got to go back and get the Dragon Balls again to do it again. And then going to get the Dragon Balls, what do these people do? They learn about their world. They know where everything is. They know how everything works. They understand what's going on. They get it a little bit better. And because they've done that, excuse me. Because they've done that, the other people around them, when they're introduced to these things, like, they don't know what's going on, and then they're sitting there, they can tell them all about it, because we've been going through the universe, grabbing these Dragon Balls, encountering different things and different types of stuff out there, so we can tell you everything that's going on. We know where the Dragon Balls are probably going to be located. We even created a Dragon Ball finder and all this other stuff so they can get the Dragon Balls. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole nother level with them. And you have, and in the story, like, you got these people that's doing these things with the dragon and whatnot, and then you have what we see is the NPCs. You got everybody else just living out their lives that know nothing about that. They don't have a clue. And these people going out and like saving the universe and whatnot and blah blah blah, and they don't even know the universe is under attack. You know what? I take that back, because actually sometimes they do, because they be televising these tournaments like these people do know about them. I take that back, man. I take that back. It's been a while since I watched. I want to say in the beginning they didn't, but later on, yeah, they're more apparent of them and whatnot. It's just that, you know, they're more like us, not even quite. Well, they are superheroes, like, yeah. They done televised a lot of stuff, man. Anyway, man, what I'm saying is The Dragon Is You. This is one of my favorite shows, and I get lost in, like, going on. I need to watch that again, but I ain't watched Dragon Ball in a minute. I haven't watched it in a minute. Not since the Tournament of Power. I forget how many years ago that was. Like, wow. Yo. Anyway, I think I went over everything. Yeah, you the rising dragon. This is Kundalini rising. You Shinran. That's all I was really wanting to, convey and explain the symbolism. I gotta drive this home because, like, you gotta see that, like, with the tetrahedron, the triangles. Oh man, and this is where I was going to with the math. They just giving it to you broken up, and what I was saying was about how black people always have this symbolism. They brought the black girls for the math for going to the moon, and they got these black girls now to come out with a new way to supposedly a new way to prove a triangle, equal size of a triangle, without doing it the standard way that we do it now. And I haven't actually seen the math they did. Now, there was another lady was trying to, do the same thing and showing you how you do it. And I can't remember the exact process to it, except I saw this in high school because I had a teacher showing it to us. How you don't use the standard way we do it. There's another way to prove an equilateral triangle. Except, this is the drawback with the whole process, you can only prove it with an equilateral triangle. If the triangle has unequal lengths to either leg, then you can't use that method of doing it. That's the problem with doing it that way. And I don't know what this new process is, but what I'm saying is, what they do is they take these ancient concepts and then they represent it like it's brand new, like we just figured it out. And because we don't know nothing about it, we just go along with what they say. And what I'm saying is, all they did was take a piece of this tetrahedron and just give us this. Not that, this. The molecule. The basic form, H2O. 3 atoms to make, 3 molecules. You see what I'm saying? And from there, the more they build on it, you can go back to this tetrahedron and you can break it down all types of different ways to give you different configurations. And that's what I'm saying they're doing when they do these molecules. That's what I'm saying they're doing. This is the basic one, but you understand the process of how you add on to it more molecules to make a bigger more atoms to make a bigger molecule. To make bigger compounds. Still always giving you the same basic. Come on, look at that. See, when I used to look at this while I was in science class, and that's what I saw. I saw the sun and the moon, and I always wondered what this third thing was. And it's that unseen planet. It's that hidden shadow. And this is them telling us we know about it. We don't see it that way because they've explained it, written it down on a piece of paper and told you something else. Something so totally different. Except when you look at this, does it not look similar to this? You don't see that? Excuse me. And before I finish, man, I do want to do this real quick because we're going to shut down in a minute. But I wanted to show you the different conceptions of the cosmos, the different cosmologies from around the world in ancient times. And what do they all have in common? It is all flat earth cosmology. Even the Egyptian, they try to make this into like ball earth cosmology. That's not what that is, man. Come on, man. They literally showing you the waters above and the waters below with this shit. I mean, really. They're literally showing you that. And I don't know how you, and this is the big one, the Masonic cosmology here. You see what I'm saying? Now, that's been around for a long time. This is their cosmology. It's all flat earth. It's all flat earth until you get to these folk right here. And once again, their name means to deceive in Hebrew. Now, you see all these versions, these different, the same thing, flat earth, flat earth. Mine is real big. Flat earth, flat earth, flat earth. And then you got these folk right here. Telling you all your ancestors is wrong. They don't know what they talking about. Why don't you listen to us folk over here that know what's going on? They got this damn serpent tongue. They got this serpent tongue. You know what that serpent tongue mean? I mean you fork tongue. That mean you double speak. You see what I'm saying? That mean you double speak. That means that speaking with a forked tongue, that means we can't trust what you're saying. We can't trust it. So, what do? We trust all that shit. We believe everything they saying. We believe they got a remote control car on the Mars that they'll never get stuck. And after 10 years, gonna pack itself up. Whatever they say, we believe it. We'll rock with it. It don't even matter. They be saying the goofiest stuff don't even make no sense. We know it don't make no sense. And we'll be like, well, they must have figured out some way to do it. And here's the thing with the whole tricking us about their technology and what they can do and what they can't do. It's like this. If they can convince you that let me back up. If they can convince you that they have technology that they don't have, then they can convince you that they don't have technology that they do have. And when they can do that, they can stay 50 to 200 years ahead of you in technology, because you won't believe that they're able to do any of that stuff, because they've been working so hard on these other things that they can't do. Do you see what I'm saying? It's a whole deception with, like, oh man, I cannot explain it enough. I don't know if you got that. Let me repeat it again. If they can convince you that they have a remote control car on Mars and Wi-Fi all the way to Mars, when you lose Wi-Fi signals when you go into wooded areas, if they can convince you they can do that, you see what I'm saying? And they just not giving it to us. This is the technology just for them. Like, yeah, it's so important. Like building these rocket ships to go to Mars and shit. Like, oh yeah, that's why they got to do it. If they can convince you that's true, that that's why they doing it and everything else, then they can convince you that they don't have this other technology, like the ability to spy on us. Remember when they were saying that? We don't spy on American people, blah, blah. We don't have the abilities to do this and do that and blah, 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 blah. Yeah. And then the drone strike king was in office, and you know who he is, 44, the drone strike king. He's special. He get a special name. Which one? You know he's special. He get a special name. The drone strike king was in office, and he sat there and said, we don't do stuff like spying on the American people. And then Edward Snowden came out and was like, look, I got the records and receipts right here. If you've never seen the documentary Snowden, I think that's still on Netflix, look it up. Edward Snowden. For years, everybody said, oh, it's conspiracy theory. The government ain't going to be spying on you. They ain't going to be doing this. And then he comes out and blows the whistle. You remember, man, look, I used to think this shit way back in the day, man. You remember ever being on the phone, say, okay, once again, according to the Gregorian calendar, I'm 47 years old. I know I'm off subject. I'm just closing out with this right here. I got to tell you this story. According to the Gregorian calendar, I'm 47 years old. And back when I was in like junior high and high school, being on the phone with people, your friends, your cousins. Remember when you got that girlfriend and y'all be on the phone, it'd be so quiet. Y'all trying to not let y'all parents hear because you should have been asleep. Y'all ain't supposed to be on the phone. Everybody's supposed to be asleep. Y'all just listen to each other breathe and whatnot. And from time to time, you would hear this click on the line. And I remember at first I used to always think it was lightning. And somebody might even say, oh man, that was lightning hitting the power line somewhere. That was lightning hitting the telephone line somewhere. No. That click is them clicking on and clicking off when they was listening. You ever notice that sometimes it would sound like there was an echo on it? Just a real slight echo, like you was almost on three-way. And then you hear the click and everything will get clear. Then you be like, damn, I didn't even know all that static was in there. And everything just all of a sudden got clear. I don't know, man. Maybe that's just me, man. But for a long time, I was on that stuff, man. And people was like, oh, that's conspiracy theory. And then Edward Snowden blow the top off of it. And what I'm saying is, at this point in the game, if all you can do, because conspiracy theory is a government coined term to tell the people so they won't believe in what's going on. And you can say, oh, you're making that up. No, I'm not. The government made up a lot of phrases like bad blood just to tell people stuff so they won't know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? And conspiracy theory is one of them phrases. And at this point, if that's all a person can say to you, leave them alone, man. Let them be. Let them think it's just conspiracy theory. I don't know how many conspiracy theories got to be brought to light for people for them to understand that all this stuff ain't conspiracy theory, man. It ain't. It ain't just a bunch of coincidences. It ain't by accident. And then people be like, oh, man, they probably didn't even know about it. Man, look. These companies plan for how much merchandise they're going to lose for the next 10 years. How many vehicles got to get fixed? How much, how much equipment got to be replaced for the next 10 years? Come on, man. These people know. They ain't playing that big of a guessing game with all this money on the line they putting up. And some of this stuff, oh man, you only got this one shot. You won't be able to do it again for a while because you got to build it again. They ain't leaving it up to a bunch of chance. Now, with that being said, everything ain't an exact science. So it'd be a lot of stuff going on and people be like, oh, they just doing it because they can, just because they rich. Nah, it's deeper than that. You see what I'm saying? That's what the average person it look like. It look like just rich people doing crazy shit just because they got the money to and they can. It's deeper than that. See, because we don't know about the symbols, they can run out and do all this stuff. And they can run out and do all this stuff and we won't even pay no attention. We'll look at it and be like, so what? What time the game come on? We don't understand the symbols or the world we live in. So everything and we out of school now. We don't want to learn. We don't want to know nothing new, man. We out of school. I ain't got to do that no more. You see what I'm saying? And that's where they got us. Everything I learned at school, that's all I need to know. I'm good now. I don't need to know that. That's one thing I really, man, look. Especially when somebody try to come and tell you like, oh man, about something like, and then you get into an area they know nothing about, and all of a sudden they trying to correct you this whole time, and then you start talking about something they don't know nothing about. And, oh, I don't need to know that. The Bible said you don't got to know everything. You ain't supposed to know everything. Like, yeah, that's a whole nother thing, man. Like I'm gonna get into that too, man. It's gonna be some people mad at me. Oh, I gotta do it though. I gotta do it. You know why I gotta do it? Cause this shit fake. And they got us believing this shit. And that shit fake. And they got us believing this shit. When really, we supposed to be this dragon. Collecting all 7 of our dragon balls, putting them together so we can be this dragon right here, be the greatest version of yourself. That's what it's showing you. That's what Shinran is. It's the greatest version. Because we this great thing right here. We this great thing right here. But this is all of us. And I keep looking at it. Because Bro Sanchez, he be on the symbolism hard, man. Like, and this whole phrasing thing about we the bomb because we are the bomb. Because when you start unlocking yourself and who you are, it's like pulling the pin on a grenade. Like if you see this right here, don't that look like the pin on a grenade? And what the brain look like? It look like the little, the outside of grenade, right? Somewhat. You get what I'm saying? Like if you just look at it, like, because we the bomb. And we pull the pin on the grenade and blow the hell. Oh, man. I just wanted to jump on this real quick about the chakra system a little bit. And I wanted to talk about that moon. And next time, I got to go into more about our energy. Because, like, really what I said about the energy, but I'm just touching on, that's just even recognized. Like, now, what do we do with that? How does that work? You see what I'm saying? You ever heard them stories about, like, if we ever got on the same page, we could all end this stuff? Yeah, I'm going to talk about that. Yeah. Because my thing is always, like, it's the solution to this place. It's like, I don't know. People be like, it's supposed to be this way, and I sort of think that, too, except at the same time, I like fixing problems. I like finding the answer to problems. And this is one problem I've always wanted to find the answer to. I said, if we know how they did this to us, we can undo it. You see what I mean? If you know how something made, you know how to break it apart. You know how to take it down. If you know how it got built, you can understand how to deconstruct it. And likewise, if you can take it apart, you understand how to put it back together. If you take out the screws, or like I said, okay, taking out the starter out your car. You don't need, you see where it is, you see where the screws are. It's real simple. Like at least it used to be back in the day. Real simple. You know where the screws go. You take them out. You place them. You know how to put them back in. So you can take it apart. You can put it back together. And you do that process and you start learning more and more about how the whole thing works. And that's all I said about this process, like what they doing to us. And the key, the first thing we got to do is even realize we've been lied to. That's the very first thing we got to do. All this other stuff don't be nothing, to be honest with you. If you don't understand that you are being lied to, I can sit here and talk and explain stuff till I'm blue in the face. It ain't going to mean nothing. And when I say lied to, I mean lied to about everything. Your science is a lie. Your religion is a lie. Race is a lie. Your politics is a lie. All of it. All of it. And we're going to dig on deeper into it. Next time, though, I got to get on this energy a little bit more. I'm going to talk about it. As for right now, yeah, like I said, I will be adding links to excuse me, man. I don't know why it is when every time I start talking, I got a burp. Like, it ain't like that. I start talking on this, I got a bro. Maybe that's nervous still in me or something. Because this is really not me. It's not what I do. Except I feel like I got to do this. You see what I'm saying? If I don't do it, I'm going to forever wonder, what if? Forever. It's always going to be on my mind, so I got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's things you just got to do it. You don't feel comfortable doing anything else until you do that thing. It's like that for me, though. And this is one of them things. Anyway, yeah, I'll be adding links to the Bro Sanchez video, and let me see exactly what the name of that video is. It is Flat Earth Observations, Sun, Moon, Stars, and the Nibiru. And the part 2 of it is 3D 5D Earth merge is here. Stop waiting. And I think that's got to do with the Vedic cosmology as well. Both of those videos are in my playlist. So even if I don't, I should have the links up there. Even if you don't get the link up there, they are both in my playlist for you to look at and peruse. I will put some more videos up about Flat Earth and definitely about the religious deception that's going on and indigenous people. Now, with the indigenous, like a lot of that, I wanted to put this guy Dane Calloway. He did a lot of research and he found out a lot of the same stuff I was finding out. And he pays for a lot of his research. He deals with genealogy. So on his page, a lot of the stuff now before you got to pay for. And I really wanted to put up the thing about the $5 Indians because they really did a whole trading places thing with us on this $5 Indians thing, man. It's deep, the deception with what they did. If you ever heard about the Dow's Commission, where they just had Europeans coming over and paying $5, and now they're labeled as Native Americans. That's why you get into a lot. Some people now saying like explaining like these Native Americans, they're not us. They're not indigenous. They're not a Native American. You know what I'm saying? Like the Native Americans, they're not indigenous. It's sort of a trading places type thing. And that's another thing I'm going to get into. I got a lot, man. I got a lot. And I've been lacking. But yeah, so definitely next time. And if you have any comments or questions about anything, please type them in the comment section. I should see them. If not, spam it if you got to, like keep going. Just let me know, like, and we can go over that too. I know there's some people want me to talk about the Mandela effect and the people that's coming up missing. That a lot of people they're not aware of. These people that's been coming up missing, and I don't know. I don't know if they're actually people coming up missing or not for sure. It's part of my theory about the whole Mandela effect and what's happening here. And it's just sort of strange that now this is sort of popping up. It's becoming an issue. Good stuff. All that later on down the road, we're going to get into it best as we can. I've been here long enough, and I'm going to dip on out. And we're going to see you next time. Cole Brown, with another show. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace.